and I'd like to invite to the stage Olga, who will be giving her project We Are Not Alone. So with We Are Not Alone, here is Olga.
People, we are not alone. I'm going to share a personal story with you, and believe me, it is worth listening to. In 2009, I was invited to be a part of the greatest organization on earth, the Red Cross. At that time, Sudanese nomadic conflict began. It was a conflict between rival nomadic tribes between Sudan and South Sudan, which caused huge number of casualties and displaced hundreds of thousands of people. Other volunteers and I were sent to Sudan to implement the mission of protecting the people's lives and dignity of victims and of these armed conflicts, other situations of violence, and to provide them with sincere assistance. Total frustration, disappointment, regret, dissatisfaction, and chagrin gripped me when I stood on a land of hatred and war, looking how the armed violence disrupted the entire communities, leading to displacement and the most, sadly, separation of family members, especially children. Being a member of the Red Cross, my responsibilities were to cover the urgent needs for the patients in these bloody conflicts. I was just a teeny bit of help, but it meant so much to me. The Red Cross provided the vital household essentials, shelter items, to thousands of severely affected people in these gunfights. Our aid to people who really cares about other people's needs, helped suffering people cope with the emergency by providing them with the most necessary needs, water and sanitation. We worked tirelessly to help families in need. In cooperation with the Red Cross in Sudan, we supported vulnerable families, and especially civilians, displaced by fighting. The hardest experience for me was looking at these poor people and realizing the truth of their future. Do they have one? It was really hard to see that. I clearly remember now one young lady who had gotten a gunshot. She was in a unisex ward with other patients. It caused a bone fracture of her leg and ribs of her chest. It would take about 2 months to wait for its healing. And without Red Cross, it would mean awful conditions and most probably a fatal end. Nurses and I were attached to her, and we tried to do everything what we could. We made her food, gave her food, gave water, made her bed, and helped with crutches. I will never forget that experience. After looking at wounded people, I realized they're so strong and stoical. One does not does get the impression that these people suffered so much, but they really did. And it makes really easy to deal with them that way. Sometimes one thought comes to my mind. If there is no such organization, what would people do? Where would they go? Now I know. The Red Cross and Red Crescent is a wonderful organization that protects people's lives, cares about victims, and believes social justice for all. With the Red Cross, we are not alone. So will you now support me in this great journey of helping people around the world?
So now